Happy Earth Day. I'm going to read to you some of the most fucked up information I've read in a really long time. This book, Canopy of Titans, came out last August. It's less than a year old, so the information is very up to date. It's an expose on the current state of affairs of old growth conservation here in the Pacific Northwest. From 1998 to 2018, the Tongass National Forest spent about $632 million preparing timber sales, mostly for the construction of logging roads. That's $632 million of citizen tax money, our money. And over that same time period, revenues barely reached $34 million for a total loss of almost $600 million. That means that our tax money went to the timber industry at a loss of $600 million. We gave them that money to destroy our ecosystems, to build logging roads, to clear cut old growth. Most of the logs cut from the Tongass are exported to foreign countries where they fetch higher prices. We are talking about multiple billions of taxpayer dollars to clear cut old growth forest and cause major environmental degradation. Multiple billions of taxpayer dollars to clear cut the last remains of old growth that we have left. That's crazy. That's wild. Logging on Prince Wales Island is more damaging to the climate than almost anywhere else. Prince Wales Island was completely old growth. It was covered in some of the most beautiful ancient old growth forest known to planet Earth. Timber companies toss about 70% of all the old growth they cut down. Meaning they go in to these ancient primeval ecosystems that created life for us, they clear cut them down to the ground. These 1,000-year-old, 1,200-year-old, 1,400-year-old trees, 1,400-year-old trees. They mow them all down. No selective logging, no ecological forestry. They mow everything down to the ground. And then a timber buyer comes in, I don't like that one, I don't like that one, I like that one. They leave 70% of these ancient trees to just rot on the ground. Tons and tons of beautiful yellow cedar heartwood was rotting in the sun and rain. We saw similar carnage all throughout the island. In 2018, Alaska voters rejected a ballot measure known as Yes for Salmon that would have, for the first time in state history, protected forest streams from logging. Co-sponsored by Salmon State, an advocacy group based in Juneau, the measure would have made it tougher for industries like timber, mining, and oil and gas to disturb salmon habitat. Campaign director Ryan says opponents spent $12.5 million to kill the measure Yes for Salmon, which was far more than the $2 million spent by supporters. This is how lobbying works. You get major nonprofit organizations lobbying for conservation, for the protection of these ancient ecosystems that are on the brink of collapse. And yeah, we conjure up $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. And then large industry rolls in, Wall Street rolls in and dumps $12 million, $14 million, $16 million to kill the measure, mostly composed of misinformation, blatant falsehoods. It's really sad. So this is the reality of where we're at in Earth Day. How do we make change? We have to get involved. We have to change policy. We have to become actively involved in politics. Who are the elected leaders that have control over the way our lands are managed? Learning the reality of what's going on is the first step. And then becoming involved at a local level. You can get involved in local politics. Local is the best place to start. Here in the States, work at a county level. You can meet your county commissioners every month and you can tell them what is on your mind. You can tell them what needs to happen. It's incredibly powerful, empowering to get involved in local county politics. And ultimately, The only direction is old growth is the future. Our only way out of this is to regrow and reestablish ancient ecosystems. We have to reestablish their might, reestablish their power. Ancient ecosystems are the future. Old growth is the future. This is the most advanced carbon extraction machine on Earth, period. Ancient ecosystems are the most advanced technologies that we have on Earth, period. The answer is, I am sitting in the answer. This is the answer. Old growth is the answer. Ancient ecosystems are the answer.